Hi, this is the fifth and last in a series of meditations that I'm making for members of Abbotsford House. We've covered a number of topics in the previous videos. The first one focused on meditation and particularly on following the breath in and out as a calming and focusing and centering mechanism. The second was the metta meditation or compassion meditation. And we talked about and we practiced wishing safety and calm for the people that we love and for ourselves. The third one was a body scan. It was a little bit longer, and it took us through a journey of our body, feeling every part of our bodies and also relaxing those areas of our body one by one. And the fourth focused on sensations. Any of these can be done at any time. You can repeat them as often as you want. You can also find versions of these meditations on YouTube. There are, I suspect, millions of meditations on YouTube that you can get on your phone or on your computer. There's an meditation app that I particularly like that you can get on your smartphone if you have one. It's called Insight Timer. Insight Timer. And it's free. And the thing that I like the most about this app is that it has a timer on it so that you can set the time for how long you want to be sitting, from 1 minute to almost ad infinitum. I usually do 10 or 20, but you can do any amount of time that you feel you have. And then you could just set it and it'll ring a bell at the beginning, the bell of your choosing, and a bell at the end, or a wooden mallet hitting a block of wood, whatever sound you prefer. And it's kind of fun as well. But the main thing is you don't have to be sitting there thinking, I wonder if it's almost over. I wonder if it's almost over, as I used to do before I found that app. The main thing about meditation, it's not about how long you do it. It's not even if you do it every day. What I want people to understand about meditation is that once you get used to it, once you practice it, you'll be able to call upon it really at any time, at any circumstance in your life. Sometimes we call this a pause, and you'll recognize, you may say it yourself, wait, I need to take a pause right now. But we don't very often take a pause. We might be finding ourselves getting more and more angry or more anxious or upset. And probably the best thing that we could do would just be to take a pause, even step away from the situation, go to the kitchen, pretend you're getting a glass of water or whatever, and just breathe. Just focus on your breath, even for 10 breaths in and 10 breaths out. Usually that's enough to stop that kind of habitual pattern of getting more and more upset or angry that you and all of us engage in. So that's one of the things that I would urge you to be trying. I don't want you to feel that you have to have 20 minutes at 9 o'clock in the morning every day, because it's not realistic. Do it when, how you want to do it. I want to start then by reading a poem. It's called Wild Geese, and it's by Mary Oliver, who is a Pulitzer Prize winning poet and one of my favorite poets. Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes. over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. I find that Mary Oliver's poetry, and indeed much poetry, is very comforting to me. And as she says, it reminds me that it's a bigger world than just the world of our houses, of our heads, and that we can, in stepping into that world, stepping outside of the small space that we feel trapped in, we can really begin to breathe and to open up and to feel the sense of possibility again. So I want to do a short meditation, and I'm going to use my timer to conclude, and we'll do it as a breath meditation as we did the very first one. So we'll just focus on our breath. I'm going to start. And if you're using the Insight app, you just have to choose timer, and then you can set it for whatever amount of time you want. So sit comfortably, your hands may be resting on your legs or your knees, sitting slightly upright, feeling the straightness of your spine, not rigid, but expansive so that your chest is a little bit open. You can close your eyes or keep them open. Now feel the breath coming in and going out. Some people find it hard to focus on the breath coming in and out of their nostrils, and you might feel more comfortable with noticing the rising and falling of your belly. And that's perfectly okay as well. Just noticing your breathing is the point here. So let's sit quietly, breathing. in, just come back to the room, to your body, to your breathing, eyes open. I want to thank you for joining me for these meditations, and hopefully you've been able to watch some of the talks that I've made as well, and that they too have been helpful for you. I'm going to put some of the information both about the talks that I've given and about the meditations on my website under resources, and it's catherinearnup.com. So you can check there to see links and the names of the poets and that kind of thing on my website, catherinearnup.com. I want to end with the concluding lines of one of my other favorite Mary Oliver poems. It's a big book. I could go on forever with her collected poems. It goes like this. Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what will you do with your one wild and precious life? Thank you very much for joining me, and I wish you peace and comfort in your life. Thank you.